Hampton Roads Sanitation District serves 1.9 million residents in Virginia, and the York River Treatment Plant processes 15 million gallons of wastewater per day, with peak flows up to 32 million gallons per day. This is an inside look at how a major pipe failure sparked a multi-phase rehabilitation effort, one that required advanced engineering, careful phasing, and close collaboration.
A compelling event for them was a failure that took place in 2020, where they had a rupture of a section of pipe.
9 o'clock at night, the phone rings, and it was a new operator. He was saying, yeah, we have a leak here at the plant, and that could have been anything. I got in here, and it was not a small leak. It was basically half the plant flow was coming out of the 60-inch grid effluent pipe. So it was the main artery of the plant.
Upon completion of the repair, and while diversion pumping equipment and material was available on site, HRSD intermittently isolated and inspected 900 feet of downstream primary clarifier influent and effluent pipelines.
We started doing condition assessment on all the other pipes, and we just went with the assumption that that primary effluent is as bad as everything else.
The condition assessment revealed significant to moderate crown corrosion, justifying a prioritized capital improvement project.
That was an emergency project, but it spawned a regular capital improvement project.
They engaged RKK, the engineer of record on the project, who worked with Hampton Roads Sanitation District to do an options evaluation. The three major options they were looking at was cured-in-place pipe, CFRP, or carbon fiber reinforced polymer composites, and replacement. And they looked at it on a per section basis. RKK recommended having CFRP for the majority of the project, and a certain line, what they called Section 2, they allowed for either carbon fiber or replacement to be different options.
The treatment plant's operational limits required a carefully staged approach. That meant installing a comprehensive bypass system to temporarily redirect wastewater away from the sections under repair. It wasn't a simple task.
Basically ended up with 4 large pumps at each clarifier, and off of those pumps we had 4 separate piping that we had to fit into a small window. Basically at each clarifier we had to maintain a 1-foot window from the top level of the water so that we didn't affect the clarification process.
Having all of those pumps work in unison, communicating with each other, and a big part of that was having a programmable logic controller, which actually allowed both us, our subcontractor, and the client as a whole to monitor those water levels remotely at any point in time, as well as have alarms for any time the water level dropped or any time any of those pumps were started.
With the bypass setup, we also had to install some secondary containment around where the spillover is in each clarifier, just to ensure that we were providing the highest level of safety for our crew members working in there.
With the system dewatered and sanitized, the team descended into the pipelines, kicking off a complex internal rehabilitation effort.
As soon as we got in and found that condition, we needed to stop, make sure that it was safe enough for our personnel to enter.
And we were able to engage our CFRP designer, SGH, to then come up with the shoring design.
And then some sacrificial layers of CFRP that went in to temporarily support the pipe so that we could relocate the shoring and then install the full CFRP system on top.
It's now heading on to the main structural repairs. And the approach taken there was using our VRAP CFRP system to go on the inside of the pipes to build up a full structural system on the inside. There was also making sure that we had a wastewater resistant final chemical top coat, which was a key part of making sure that it was robust for the longevity of the project.
The phasing plan was designed to keep the plant fully functional during repairs. The team successfully rehabilitated a total of 957 linear feet of pipeline.
As we got into these distribution chambers that were our access into most of the pipelines, we realized pretty quickly, like, hey, we're in here, these are reinforced concrete chambers, and some of the concrete's not in the greatest shape. So we were able to work with the owner and say, while these are dewatered and out of service and cleaned, we should probably just knock out these concrete repairs. They agreed, and that's what we were able to do while we were out there.
So the next scope as part of the work was the pipe abandonment. So there were portions of the plant that were originally planned for plant expansion, but they opted to not have that be taking place.
We're able to install some bulkheads and fill them with some lightweight flowable fill.
So this gave us a really good sense that we could completely fill these lines without having to worry about trapped air voids or other things that could lead to future problems.
Our contract gave us a year, but through some gains we had on some of our production, we were able to get the project down to 6 months, which was a huge win for everyone on the team.
Our crews got along great with the plant manager and his staff down there, to the point where they said, you know, if we would let him, he would probably be down there installing carbon fiber for us. He just wanted to be involved and wanted to help us out however he could.
It was actually a pleasure working with you guys.
We had no incidents at all, so safety number one. We finished early, we finished under budget. I love that. And the plant had as small of an impact as possible. And I'm going to take a minute to brag on the plant guys, because they worked with your crews so well. The coordination, the teamwork, that, honest to goodness, that's why we had such a success. It's actually one of my favorite projects.
They understand that right now in the construction industry there's tremendous competition for good contractors, and HRSD continues to differentiate themselves as an owner of choice because of that level of collaboration and because of that level of close communication, openness and willingness to work together in a partnership.
Through seamless collaboration and innovative solutions, the rehabilitation project was a remarkable success, ensuring the community's long-term access to resilient wastewater infrastructure.